U.S. President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un have held an initial meeting and shared dinner in Vietnam as the second summit is underway. After both leaders held meetings elsewhere in Hanoi Wednesday, the two met for a greeting and meeting late in the day, as well as what was referred to as a social dinner. The two leaders greeted each other in front of a line of U.S. and North Korean flags Wednesday evening in the Vietnamese capital at the Sofitel Legend Metropole Hotel, reminiscent of the scene at the historic first summit last June in Singapore. President Trump greeted Kim as they sat down for brief talks.
It's an honor to be with Chairman Kim. It's an honor to be together in really a country, Vietnam, where they've really rolled out the red carpet, and they're very honored to have us. But I thought the first summit was a great success, and I think this one hopefully will be equal or greater than the first.
Well, a few minutes later, as the two sat down for dinner, Kim, through an interpreter, expressed confidence this second meeting would be a success. And before dismissing reporters, Trump agreed.
So we're going to have a very busy day tomorrow, and we'll probably have a pretty quick dinner. And a lot of things are going to be solved, I hope, and I think it'll lead to really a wonderful situation long term. And our relationship is a very special relationship.
Joining Trump for the dinner was Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney. A few hours before the dinner, on his Twitter account, Trump dismissed what he called false reporting about the summit and said he and Kim would work out denuclearization, which he predicted would make North Korea an economic powerhouse. Well, for more on the U.S.-North Korea summit in Vietnam, VOA White House Correspondent Steve Harman joins me live from Hanoi. Good evening, Steve.
Good evening from Hanoi.
Okay, now from what you're hearing, the president is trying to convince Kim to abandon his nuclear program. Up to this point, what is the vibe like, and what can be expected?
Well, what we do know is on the schedule for tomorrow is the signing of some sort of joint declaration. We have no idea what is going to be in that. Before that, there will be a resumption of a one-on-one meeting between President Trump and Chairman Kim. And then after it's all over, the president is planning to have a news conference here tomorrow afternoon.
We know that this meeting was supposed to build on the previous meeting in Singapore. What was achieved then that can be the foundation for tomorrow's meeting?
Well, that summit that was held in Singapore was considered a success just because it happened. And there was a vague declaration about denuclearization. But Washington and Pyongyang have very big differences about the definition of denuclearization. Perhaps in the joint declaration tomorrow, we'll get a little bit more specific information on that. And there's also a lot of speculation here about whether there will be some reference to a peace treaty being signed between the United States and North Korea, as well as possibly an agreement to exchange liaison officers between the two countries, which have no diplomatic relations with each other.
Steve, some have looked at the meeting happening in Hanoi as a form of a kind of an incentive for North Korea. Is that something that has come out very openly and officially, that was purposely done so Kim can be inspired to do something?
Well, Kim just showing up and being seen as an equal beside the leader of the most powerful president in the world is something that is a huge victory for the North Korean leader. And just by showing up, he takes away something very substantial. Of course, what Kim Jong-un really wants is a lifting of these punitive sanctions against him for his nuclear weapons and ballistic missile programs. But the United States has been adamant that there has to be some demonstrable progress in denuclearization for those sanctions to be lifted. So any language that refers to some sort of timetable or steps for the lifting of those sanctions would be another big win for the North Korean leader.
Up to this point, do we know any form of incentive that the U.S. is giving to Kim?
Well, the incentive is, of course, a sanctions relief and some form of recognition, as I mentioned, not necessarily diplomatic recognition, but an exchange of liaison officers, and also talk about a peace treaty. North Korea has been insistent for decades that it wants to deal directly with the United States, not South Korea, which was not a signatory to the peace treaty, on formally ending the war on the Korean Peninsula, which was halted with an armistice, a truce, in 1953.
Well, Steve, we hope to hear from you tomorrow a bit more. Thank you very much for your excellent reporting. That's VOA White House Correspondent Steve Herman reporting live from Hanoi.